mentioned it, Baldi. Were you more disappointed by the way the Broncos played in the first 3 quarters on offense, or more impressed with putting up 33 points in 1 quarter? What did you think of that crazy game?
It was crazy. I think I was more impressed by the fourth quarter because I went back and just watched the fourth quarter again. And I counted 12 unbelievable plays by Bo Nix that you had to make in order to win. Now, it helps that Sternad gets the interception, short field. And it helps that, the ball bounces through Cortland Sutton's hands and Troy Franklin's hands for a touchdown. It kind of bounced off the touchdown that the Giants got like that. But it was one unbelievable play after another, whether it was scramble throws, keeping plays alive, just throws in general. Like maybe if you can get 5 or 6 of those plays in a whole game, you probably had an outrageous game. He did it all in 1 quarter, and they needed all of them to come back and win. So I think when you can do that, it probably sends a message to the whole team that we're never out of a game, no matter what happens at any point during the game.
Talking to Mike McGlinchey yesterday, one of the things that he said was it should not be possible for a team to be able to score 33 points in the fourth quarter and also go 45 minutes without scoring a single point. Like if you're able to score that many, like it just should not be possible to do both.
It's never happened before.
That's the total definition of a tale of 2 cities, 2 games right there. And Mike put it in a good way.
Right. Like what do you do about that if you're the Broncos? Like we see the capability. It feels like it's so rare that they're getting outplayed on a down-to-down basis. It's just that they shoot themselves in the foot. They miss blocks, they miss throws, they drop passes. Should we feel better about this team? Like, is that something that they can just get cleaned up in 1 week and all of a sudden they're off and running and playing like they did in that fourth quarter for the rest of the year?
I don't think you're going to say anything like that again. Like, I don't feel like they're clicking all the way. We've seen moments where the pass rush takes over. We've seen moments where they run the ball really well. We've seen moments this year. But honestly, in just talking to coaches around the league, like everybody – I don't care what the record is, even Indianapolis right now. I feel like every team is trying to work through kinks and work through things that just aren't where they need them to be. And I know we're going into week 8 tonight, but I just feel like this is a league-wide thing with the amount of injuries, the limited time in preseason, the limited time of practice. I feel like teams are still trying to find identities, find out what they do well. And so I just feel like this is what the league is right now. Like I don't think anybody is going to run away with this thing like the way they did last year in Philadelphia and some of the teams, Detroit. Like I don't think we're going to see that this year. And I think Denver is right there in the middle of that.
Baldi, a lot of talk this week about how bad the Cowboys defense is. What makes them bad, and what can the Broncos do to exploit their weaknesses?
Well, they got better last week. The Shamar James is a young rookie, 5th-round pick out of Florida that looked better at linebacker. Their run fits were atrocious. Losses to, their play against Carolina. You just look at these run fits and you're like, what are they? Like normally, like run fits, like you should have helmets in the A gap, in the B gap, in the C gap. Like that's the way every defense, whether you're 3-4, 4-3, whatever you are, like you got to be a gap defense. And, when you put 2 tight ends on the field, you have to defend another gap. Okay. And like, these are just basic. They were terrible at it. They played better last week of it. But, honestly, their offense has been so good that it's just covered for it right now. I mean, the offense is just visibly, you don't have to even look at the stats. Visibly, that's the best offense in football. And they almost seem, when they get CD and Pickens and Ferguson and Javonte going, like Dak isn't missing. And he's not missing a read right now. It's something like the offense is just overcome, but the run fits has been atrocious defensively. And they've had issues at corner too. Big issues and getting guys on the field and trying to man up that position right now.
So then, Baldi, with that Cowboys offense, should Vance be more focused on building a game plan around slowing down the passing attack or slowing down the rushing attack? How do you combat this Cowboys offense?
Well, you guys watched Javonte for, 3 or 4 years there in Denver. Yep. He doesn't even look like the same guy. Like he's 5 yards away from leading the league in rushing right now. He's averaging 5.3 yards a carry. Like I believe that the passing game right now and the way they're throwing it has opened up the run game. You're getting a lot of good run looks with safeties, 10, 15 yards deep, and they're taking advantage of that because they run the ball well when they had 4 backup offensive linemen in there, and Javonte was running the ball well. And, this Clayton Adams coming over from Arizona is pretty clever with the way that they're doing it. It's not the same old inside zone, outside zone play. Like, they're running power. They're running with Kevontae Turpin and fly sweeps. They're doing it in a variety of ways right now to keep you kind of off guard. But I would say you better figure out a way to limit Pickens and CD right now in the passing game. And honestly, like, if you just do this and watching the game this week, just count to when Dak gets the snap, just count to 3 and see if the ball is out by the time you get to not even 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Just go 1, 2, 3 and see if the ball is out. The ball is out fast. And, that's tough on Nick and Jonathan and the guys coming after you. Like, the ball's been out. Like, you got to figure out a way to make him hold the ball beyond 3 seconds right now.
It seems like I'm the most scared of the Cowboys of anybody here. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised that the Broncos are favored in this game. I think opened at 5.5 point favorites, down to 3.5 point favorites. What do you think of that? When you just look at where the Broncos are right now, where the Cowboys are, and all the explosive plays they generate, are they really in kind of 2 different tiers? Like maybe the betting odds would make you think.
Well, I don't know. Like, watching Jonathan, watching Dre Greenlaw play last week, he looks like an upgrade. And so I think they're getting healthier right now. Malcolm Roach is back out there for a couple of weeks. I feel like the defensive line rotation is better. I know what the score looked like after 3 quarters last week, but I feel like they're looking at the Broncos defense is that they're going to make some plays in this game that other teams can't do against Dallas's offense. And that's going to keep the score down. And they're not going to score in the 40s like they've done 3 times this year. So I feel like that's part of maybe what they're looking at. But, I think that, they've got to figure out a way right now. I mean, maybe it's as simple as, okay, Surtain goes on CD or Surtain goes – like, if I had a choice, I would put Surtain on George Pickens and figure out everything else. Like, I would take Pickens away with Patrick. And I think you're going to see a lot of that in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Baldi, this has been a big conversation in Denver this week, and I don't want to lead you one way or the other, so I'm just going to ask you as straight as possible. What do you think of Sean Payton's play calling so far this season?
I think it's been good. Like, I'm trying to remember the game a couple weeks ago. I might have to look it up, but there was a game a couple weeks ago where he was ahead of what they were doing defensively. I know they hit him on a blitz 0 for a touchdown at the end of the game, and he had the perfect play call on to do it. The problem, if there's a problem with Sean, is he's just got so much offense, with so many young players. And so can you really perfect all of it with a new left guard and some of the, changes and stuff and a new tight end and, young receivers? Can you run all of it and perfect all of it? I mean, I might be wrong in that. Maybe it's not. Like, I'm looking at his menu and I'm like, I hope that's not the same menu they was giving Drew Brees in year 15. I've seen coaches make those mistakes before where they're like, when Tom Brady, moved on and New England was still running Tom Brady's offense. I'm like, that's not really fair to Mac Jones. And so that might be a little bit of maybe it's just too much. It might not be a bad idea to trim some of it down and just try to perfect some of the things that are on that play sheet right there.
Yeah, that's very fair. And Baldi, final one for you. Another conversation that we've been having is something that Bo said yesterday. Bo said we have a penalty problem, and the Broncos do. 120 yards in penalties in 2 of the past 3 games, lead the league in penalty yards. You being a former player, being also so connected with pretty much every coach in the NFL, how do you correct penalties? Or if it's a problem that's happened through 7 weeks, is it just kind of in the DNA of this team?
I hope it's not in the DNA. A couple things. One, hopefully the officials are out at practice, okay? It's like some level of officiating at practice. Just like pre-snap penalties kill you. Like, that's just discipline. There's a lot of motion, a lot of shifting. Pre-snap penalties, movement is just concentration. Most holding calls are because you're out of position. So why are you out of position? And why aren't your feet in better position or your hands in better position, whether it's a defensive back or an offensive lineman? So you can break these penalties down into a lot of categories, and you can identify them and go, okay, this is what you have to do better. This is what's getting us in trouble. And so I think some of that, you play defense with your feet and with your eyes and be in better position than, grabbing somebody on a double move or a double, a slant and go, whatever it is. So I think all that stuff can be addressed and can be improved.
I love it. I love it. Great breakdown, Baldi. Looking forward to talking to you next week, and say hello to some barracudas for us in that ocean.
Okay, all right. Hopefully the Barracudas show up on that defensive line this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Feeding
Thanks,
time.
Baldi. Have a great weekend there.